You, stop right here. Nothing is accidental. This moment has been arranged long before. Among millions of people scrolling past, only you stopped here. And that says everything. I am Elon Musk, and I must say it directly. Your future has just been placed onto a chessboard larger than you imagine. A secret is waiting to be revealed, and it will forever change the way you see the world. You, understand this clearly. This moment is not a random coincidence. If you are reading these words, it is because everything you have gone through in your life, from the hesitant first steps, the mistakes you thought were meaningless, to the victories that seemed small, all align to place you right here, right now, in this exact moment. I am Elon Musk, and I must say straight that the world does not operate by chance. Everything is the result of invisible forces most people ignore. But you are different. You stopped. Have you ever asked yourself why sometimes you meet a person, an opportunity, or a message at the exact moment you need it most? You think it is just luck. But the truth is, those moments are arranged to stir you, to force you to look back at your path. And this moment is no different. You think you just happened to stop and read a few lines. But in fact, this is a touch from destiny, from the future, from the hidden power within you that you have not yet awakened. Look directly at the truth. Most people live their entire lives without ever stopping to realize where they are and why. They believe everything is random, but you are not like them. You are here, and deep inside you know that nothing in your life is wasted. The failures you endured, the betrayals you suffered, the days you felt completely drained, all were foundations preparing you for this moment. I know you have had those long nights where you stared at the ceiling asking why everything happened to you. You have asked yourself, am I on the wrong path? Did I miss an opportunity? You doubted yourself, even thought of giving up. But I want you to understand, even in the moments that felt the most hopeless, life was still pushing you forward. Every wound is a signal, every failure is a training, and every tear is a seed for a greater rising. You cannot see that while you are in the middle of the storm. You only feel pain, feel loss. But then when the storm passes, you will realize it has changed you forever. It stripped away from you what does not belong to you. It forced you to be stronger, sharper, and prepared for a new level. That is exactly why you are here, because an entirely new chapter of your life is opening and you are ready. I do not say this to make you feel good for a few minutes. I say this because I have witnessed in my own journey that every moment, even the smallest moment, can reshape an entire life. I have faced times when almost everyone around me thought I would fail. I once lost everything in a single moment, but it was in those very times I realized I could not stop. I had to keep going. And so do you. This moment is not the arrival of a random opportunity. This is a reminder, a wake-up call that you are standing right on the threshold of a turning point. If you pass through it as if nothing happened, you will miss a vast road opening for you. But if you dare to stop, dare to listen, dare to look deep into yourself, you will realize you have just been given a key. This key is unlike any tool you have ever had. It is not someone else's guarantee, not a ready-made map. It is awakening within you, and only when you realize it can you turn it, open the door you have been searching for all these years. You have wandered, stumbled, grown weary, but never truly given up, because deep inside you know you were not born just to exist, but to create an indelible mark. You, right now, be honest with yourself. Do you feel within you an unusual vibration, a whisper urging you not to ignore these words? That is not an illusion. That is confirmation that you are touching a deeper layer of life's meaning, and when you accept it, you will see everything that has ever happened to you, whether good or bad, was never meaningless. It was staged so you could stand firm in this moment. This moment is yours. No one else can replace it. No one else can live it for you. You are given it as a gift, but also as a responsibility. Look straight at me. Are you ready? Because when you accept this is not coincidence, you have begun the journey that changes everything forever. You are no longer bound by chance or blind fate. You become a co-creator with the universe of your own future. I am Elon Musk, and I tell you this not as some abstract theory, but as a truth carved deep through experience, through blood, sweat, and even failure. This moment is not accidental. You were chosen to hear it, to hold it, and from here to step into the new chapter of your very own life. Do you wonder why you stopped right here while millions of others just scrolled past? What made your eyes pause, your heart slightly tremble? What made you unable to skip these seemingly simple lines? That is not some unconscious habit. It is not a random act. It is an urge from within, a signal you cannot explain with ordinary logic. I am Elon Musk, and I must make it clear to you, no stopping is meaningless. There are times in life when you pass by hundreds of images, thousands of words, millions of noises, but your mind holds on to nothing. Yet at a particular moment, among that sea of chaos, you feel something that forces you to pay attention. That is the moment you stop. And the only reason you stopped here is because a deep part of you knows this message belongs to you. It is not for anyone else. It is not thrown out at random. It is the missing piece you have been searching for. Be honest. How many times have you felt you were searching for something but did not know what to call it? You felt empty, even when people looked at you and thought you had enough. You achieved some successes, but inside there was still a void that was never filled. You smiled, you nodded, but when night came, you knew you were asking yourself, am I missing something important? That very question, that very hunger is the reason you stopped. You stopped because you no longer accept living like a machine on repeat. You want to know why you are here? Why everything happened as it did? You stopped because you want to hear a truth you have never been told. And I say this straight. This stopping is proof that you are ready to face the truth. Many people will tell you that life is random, that things come and go without any reason, but you feel in your heart that cannot be right. You stopped here not because of momentary curiosity, but because deep in your subconscious you know this is a predestined moment. If you had just scrolled past, you would have missed the chance to touch an entirely different door. But you did not. You stopped. And that is the first choice to open a new path. I want you to remember the times you missed opportunities just because you thought they were unimportant. The times you ignored the inner call, and later, looking back, you realized you lost something great. But this time, you are different. You stop, and that means you have changed. You are no longer the same as before. There is a power inside you urging, forcing you not to ignore this. I have experienced such moments in my life. I know the feeling when everyone around disregards the small signals, but inside me there was a whisper, don't ignore it. I learned those whispers are the undercurrents of destiny, and you right now are hearing the same call. You stopped because you are being called to a mission greater than yourself. Do not think that is weakness or impulse. On the contrary, it is proof you are awakening. You can no longer live as before. You stopped because you are sick of meaningless repetition. You stopped because you want a real breakthrough. You stopped because a new chapter has been prepared, and you are the only one who can step into it. I know you may be doubting yourself. Am I just imagining this? Is this really meant for me? I will say it straight. If it were not for you, you would not be here. You would have scrolled past like everyone else. But you did not. You stopped because you needed to hear these words. You stopped because you needed to be reminded that you are not a tiny speck of dust blown away. You are an irreplaceable link in a much larger picture. Every small decision, every choice you make carries the power to shape your entire life. And this choice to stop, believe me, is one of the most important decisions you have ever made. It sets off a chain of reactions you cannot yet measure. But I assure you, it will change you forever. You have gone through disappointments, wounds, countless times you thought no one really understood you. But then you read these lines and suddenly something resonates inside, as if someone finally sees you. That is why you stopped. You stopped because you know you are seen, you are heard, and you are called by name. I am Elon Musk, and I speak directly to you. Do not underestimate that you stopped. It is the first step, but also the most important one. Because in that stopping, you have accepted that you are ready to change, ready to step into the land you once feared. This is not coincidence. This is a signal, an invitation from a future waiting for you. And you, by stopping, have agreed to open the door and step into it. You, right now, be honest with yourself. How many times in your life have you felt as if an invisible call was echoing in your heart, yet you tried to ignore it? You know exactly what I am talking about, that hard-to-explain urge, as if an unseen hand was placed on your shoulder, reminding you that you were not born merely to exist, but to create a true difference. I am Elon Musk, and I say this straight to you. That sacred call is not an illusion. It is the greatest truth you are being awakened to. Do not think that only you feel this way. Everyone who has walked through pain, who has seen doors slam shut before them, who has been betrayed, who has gone through the dark night of the soul, they all know that call. But the difference lies here. A few dare to listen, while most bury it. You are standing at that crossroad. One side is to continue walking in silence, accepting mediocrity. The other side is to dare face and admit that you have heard that call, that you are ready to change. Do you realize why your heart trembles as you read these words? That is not just a fleeting feeling. It is confirmation. The sacred call is whispering, this is your time. And you know what? The moment you acknowledge that, the moment you decide to answer the call, your life will turn to an entirely new page. I want to ask you one question, and you must answer not for me, but for yourself. Are you ready to change? Are you ready to let go of the old doubts, the old limits, the old wounds, to step into the new chapter of your life? Do not answer with silence, because silence is equal to refusing the call. If you truly hear it, acknowledge your presence. Let me know that you are here, that you are not skipping this moment. I want you to comment below, just one line, I am ready to change. Or even simply type the number 1, because to me, that is not just a response. It is a sign that you are awakening, that you are agreeing to open the door, and I am truly grateful for your presence. For a person creating content like me, nothing is more valuable than knowing you are there, you are listening, and you are ready to step onto this journey with me. You may think a small comment line is unimportant, but trust me, it is a declaration to the universe that you are ready. It is the first public act affirming that you are no longer denying the call within. And sometimes just one small step like that is enough to change the trajectory of an entire life. I am not here to entertain you. I am here to remind you that you have a sacred purpose. That call is not comfortable. It will challenge you, it will force you out of your comfort zone, it will demand a price. But in return, it will give you something no achievement can match, true fulfillment when you live aligned with the reason you exist. You, try to imagine a few years from now, looking back at this moment, you will remember that you once read these lines, you were once placed before the question, are you ready to change? And if at that time you chose to listen, you will see clearly how everything changed. You will see yourself stronger, wiser, freer. But if you skipped it, if you let yourself drift into indifference, you will forever ask, what would have happened if that day I answered the call? I do not want you to live with such regret. I want you to choose right now, because this sacred call never comes to the wrong person. It never arrives at the wrong time. It always sounds the moment you are mature enough to receive it. And you, right now, are the one being called. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not think you are not good enough, not strong enough, not smart enough. I tell you the truth. No one is ever perfectly ready. The call comes first, preparation comes later. You only need one thing, decision. Everything else will gradually unfold. You may think, can I really change? Am I worthy? Remember, if the call was not for you, you would not be reading this far. You would have scrolled past like millions of others. But you did not. You stopped, you read, you reflected. And now you are hearing this invitation. That is the strongest evidence that you are ready. I am Elon Musk, and I do not say these words lightly. I have lived my entire life by following the inner call, despite doubt, ridicule, opposition. And that very choice opened doors no one believed possible. I am no different from you. I am simply someone who listened and dared to act. And you can too. Let me see you. Let me know you have heard this call. Let me know you are here right now. Comment, I am ready to change, or simply type the number 1. For you, it may just be a small line, but for me, it is the most precious sign that I am not speaking in vain, that you are present, that you are ready to step into your own journey. And I am grateful to you for that. There are wounds in life that no one but you can truly understand. They lie deep inside, not cuts on the skin, but marks in the heart, in the memory, in those moments when you felt you had no strength to keep walking. I am Elon Musk, and I know this well, because I too have carried wounds no one saw, wounds where outsiders only looked at the results without knowing the journey, drenched in blood and tears. You once trusted someone with all your heart, only to discover they only pretended to smile, while inside they were full of darkness. You once hoped for support, but instead of a hand lifting you up, You saw only a cold abandonment. That pain is not just in loss, but in the shattering of trust. Once trust is broken, the entire world inside you collapses. But you need to understand a truth. The wounds you have carried are not signs of weakness, but proof that you dared to love, dared to trust, dared to dive in fully. Those who have never loved, never trusted, never dared to live wholeheartedly will never have any wounds, but their lives will be empty, colorless, lacking depth. You have wounds because you lived truly, and that is the value. There are nights you lie still in the dark, quietly recalling every word, every look, every moment when someone hurt you. You ask yourself, why me? Why must I bear this? You feel small, weak, nearly collapsed. But do you realize those very moments shaped you into a different person? You are no longer naive as before, but deeper. You no longer easily believe sweet words, but you learn to see the truth behind the smile. You no longer believe everyone is good, but you know how to protect your heart, and also how to cherish those who truly stay. Those wounds, you thought they made you weaker, but in truth, they are carving strength into you. Think back. You once believed you could not overcome, yet today you are still standing here. You are still alive, still breathing, and more importantly, still seeking meaning. That is not failure, that is victory. I remember in my own journey, I was knocked down many times. I trusted people who later turned their backs on me. I bet everything on projects that seemed certain, but everything collapsed. I saw mocking eyes, sarcastic smiles when others thought I would never rise again. And in those moments, I carried deep wounds. But I realized, if I let them destroy me, I would vanish. If I let them forge me, I would become unbreakable. I chose the second path. And you can too. Wounds are a special language. They whisper to you about what needs to change, about what no longer fits you. They teach you that not everyone deserves your heart, that not every road leads to the destination, and that not every failure is the end. Every wound is a reminder that you are alive, that you can still learn, that you are still growing. You can look back and see that the very painful moments were the greatest turning points. The betrayal helped you awaken to the value of sincerity. The loss made you appreciate what remained. The lonely times taught you how to stand without anyone holding you. Wounds are strict teachers, but also loyal friends, because they take you farther than you imagined. I know, sometimes you want to hide those wounds, pretend they never existed, but trust me, you do not need to erase them. Let them become part of you, like scars on a tree trunk, proving it once stood firm through storms. One day, you will look back and see those wounds no longer hurt, but make you proud. They say, I lived, I loved, I fought. And I am still here. I am Elon Musk, and I tell you this from my own experience. No wound is meaningless. Every wound you have ever carried is evidence of the journey you walked. Do not see them as burdens. See them as certificates of resilience, of the hidden strength within you. The more wounds you have, the stronger you become. And when the world looks at you, they will not only see the outer success, they will see a soul tempered through fire. A person who cannot easily be defeated. This moment, remember, you are not defined by what you lost, but by how you stood up from what once knocked you down. And those very wounds, no matter how painful, are transforming you into a better, deeper, stronger version of yourself than ever before. There is a truth you need to face. Darkness is never as powerful as you think. It only exists when light is absent. The things that once hurt you, the secrets hidden behind fake smiles, the lies disguised as concern, all of them are just darkness. And what darkness fears the most, what it always runs from, is light. I am Elon Musk, and I must say directly, you are stepping into a stage where the light within you will expose everything, revealing the truth you have not yet fully seen. Your journey, there were people who once appeared as allies, but in reality were only waiting for the moment to turn their backs. They held your hand, congratulated you, but inside their hearts was envy. They smiled when you succeeded, but their smiles were cold, empty. At times, you closed your eyes and ignored it because you wanted to believe you were not alone. But now, light is shining and pulling away the curtain of those deceptions. Light not only reveals truth outside, it also shines deep within you. It shows you what you once avoided: fear, doubt, wounds unhealed. You cannot forever hide in your own darkness. If you want to step into a new chapter, you must let light illuminate everything, even the corners you wished to forget. That is what makes you truly strong, daring to look, daring to admit, daring to let the light cleanse your soul. Remember, when darkness is revealed, it loses power. Those who once spoke badly behind your back will sooner or later be exposed. The plans they built to stop your progress, it is the light that will make them collapse. And then you will realize a truth. Everything once used against you ultimately becomes fuel for your growth. In my own journey, I have witnessed this again and again. There were projects everyone believed would fail, that I was lost. They whispered, they mocked, they predicted the day of collapse. But then, the light of truth revealed the flaws in their thinking. When SpaceX successfully launched rockets back into the atmosphere, all the darkness before, the doubt, the ridicule, vanished in the light of success. And I learned that nothing stays hidden forever. Time and light always expose the truth. You as well. What you are enduring today, lies, betrayals, schemes in the dark, they do not hold the final power. The light within you, when you hold onto faith and refuse to be swallowed by darkness, will naturally dismantle every performance. Do not despair thinking darkness wins. It only seems strong when you turn away from your own light. Imagine a sealed room, abandoned in darkness. Just one small ray of light enters, and darkness cannot resist. It vanishes instantly. Your life is the same. As soon as you allow the light to shine, allow truth to be present, all deceit, all manipulation will no longer hold power over you. And then you will see clearly who truly stands with you and who was only there to use you. The hardest part is not letting the light reveal others, but letting it reveal yourself. You must be willing to admit you were once wrong, once naive, once blind. But instead of shame, take pride, because only those who dare face the truth within themselves can truly grow. Light never comes to make you weaker. It comes to free you from the chains that bound you for so long. I want you to understand, the delays in your life are not punishments. They are preparation. They are the silence needed for the light to sink deep, clarifying what was once hidden. When you thought you were left behind in darkness, in truth you were being prepared to step out, brighter than ever before. You do not fear the dark anymore. Do not fear secrets being exposed. Let the light do its work. Let truth shine into every corner of your life, and you will realize what was once meant to destroy you is now the foundation to rebuild stronger. I am Elon Musk, and I assure you, the light in you is strong enough to expose every darkness out there. It will not only reveal truth, but make you a living proof that darkness can never defeat light. Believe it. Let the light lead you. For once it shines, you will never fear again. You, listen clearly. You are not a random face in the crowd. You are not a nameless speck of dust swept away in the chaotic stream of time. You are chosen. I am Elon Musk, and I say this to you with the certainty of a physical law. Your presence here in this moment is proof of a mission given to you long before you recognized it. Have you ever wondered why, among millions, you carry inside you a restlessness, a stirring, a longing no one around you seems to understand? Others may be satisfied with mediocrity, but you cannot. Others may choose safe, worn paths, but your heart whispers constantly that something greater awaits. That dissatisfaction, that longing, is the unmistakable sign you have been marked. The chosen one does not always live an easy life. In fact, your journey often begins with trials that seem intent on crushing you. Losses, betrayals, pains no one else can understand, all are part of the training, because you were not born to simply walk smooth roads. You were made to lead, to break limits, to go where no one else dared. I know you have doubted. Why are all these hardships poured onto me? Why do I bear more than others? But the truth is, you are not punished, you are prepared. The wounds you carried, the failures you endured, are proof you are strong enough to carry a role others cannot. If you were not chosen, you would not face such trials. Look back at your life. How many times you thought you collapsed, yet you stood up again? How many times you thought doors slammed shut, only to discover a new path opening? How many times you were so alone you thought no one cared, yet in that solitude you learned to stand firm without leaning on anyone? All those moments are sketching the portrait of someone chosen. The chosen one never feels like the crowd. They often feel lost, different, even misunderstood. But that very difference is the sign of the mission. You are not here to dissolve into the masses. You are here to leave a mark, to open a way others will follow. And I tell you this not to inflate your ego, but to remind you that you have been given a great responsibility to live true to your potential. In my journey, I never felt comfortable just doing what people expected. I always heard an inner call urging me to do what others could not imagine, and I paid the price through ridicule, through failure, through moments that seemed impossible. But because I followed that call, I turned the impossible into possible. I do not say this to boast. I say it so you understand. The chosen one is never allowed the easy road, and neither are you. You right now look straight at the truth. You are part of a much larger picture than you see. A door is opening before you, and no one but you can walk through it. No one else can take your place. You can choose to ignore, turn away, pretend you do not hear the call, but it will always remain knocking at your heart, reminding you that you were not born to live a meaningless life. The chosen one is not perfect. They make mistakes, they have weaknesses, they stumble. But they differ in one way. They do not let mistakes define them. They rise, learn, and keep moving forward. Each fall is just an old skin shed, leaving them stronger, wiser. You too. What you went through does not reduce your worth. It proves you are capable of carrying something great. You may ask, if I am truly chosen, where is the proof? I still see nothing special in me. I say to you, the proof is this moment, that you are reading these words and feeling as if they were written just for you. Others scroll past without feeling a thing, but you are different. Your heart is trembling, your spirit is alert. That is the clearest sign that you have been called, you have been chosen. Let me say something important. Being chosen does not mean life will be easy. On the contrary, it means you will face challenges others cannot imagine. But it also means you will be given strength, resilience, and wisdom to overcome. And when you overcome, the light from your journey will guide countless others. I am Elon Musk, and I tell you this so you will never again doubt yourself. You are chosen. Not tomorrow, not when you are perfect, but right now, in this very present moment. The future is waiting for you to step into it, and this world needs you more than you think. You, listen deeply, because what I am about to say is not something to be shared carelessly. This is a sacred promise, a secret meant only for you. I am Elon Musk, and I need you to understand that not everything in life can be spoken aloud before a crowd. There are truths too precious, too powerful, too easily distorted if people are not ready to receive them. And you, right now, are the only one meant to hear this. Have you ever felt that inside you there is always an unnameable emptiness, as if you were waiting for something but did not know exactly what it was? You go through days of success and failure, joy and sorrow, yet deep inside you still know that something greater is waiting. That is why, when you read these words, you know you have touched the promise long kept for you. What is that promise? That you are never forgotten, that every pain you endured was not meaningless, that all the losses, all the moments you thought you were exhausted were necessary pieces to create a future you never dared to dream of. You may feel lost, but in truth, you were never abandoned. Even when you thought no one was beside you, a greater power was still surrounding you, guiding you step by step. The most important part of this promise is this: you have been marked by a future full of light. No matter how dark your present may be, do not look at the hardships and think that is the whole story. They are only the opening chapter, and the main chapter, the glorious one, waits ahead. This is not empty consolation. This is an immutable law. After the longest night always comes the brightest dawn. But remember, this is a secret promise. It is not for display or to satisfy others' curiosity. If you share it with those unready, they will mock, they will doubt. They will sow seeds of uncertainty in you. And once doubt takes root, it can rob you of your chance. So keep this promise in your heart. Let it be a hidden flame, quiet but steady, guiding you through each day. In my own journey, I had to learn to keep secret promises. I saw my dreams ridiculed, laughed at, dismissed as impossible. If I had shared everything with everyone, perhaps their doubt would have extinguished my fire, but I kept them as sacred secrets, letting only the inner light nurture them until they were strong enough to explode. And when they did, the world could no longer deny them. You are the same. This secret promise is not for seeking external validation. It is a covenant between you and something greater than you. Call it the universe, call it destiny, Call it the hand of creation, the name does not matter. What matters is it exists, and it is meant only for you. Recall your darkest moments, when you thought all doors were closed, when you believed no path remained, yet somehow a tiny crack of light opened. Yes, an opportunity, a word, an event appeared just in time so you did not collapse completely. That was no accident. That was the sign of this promise at work in your life. What you need is not to doubt or to test it with logic. What you need is to trust and to guard it. Trust that even if you do not yet see results today, tomorrow, or one day the full picture will appear. Guard it so it is not stolen by the doubt of others or the fear within you. I know you have grown weary of empty promises, but this one is different. It does not come from a limited human. It comes from something far greater, from a source that has watched over you from beginning to end, and you can trust it completely, for it is etched into your journey. You hold this secret promise like a precious gem. Do not rush to flaunt it. Do not rush to share it. Let it be quiet fuel within you. Whenever you are tired, remember you were chosen and given this promise. Whenever you are lonely, remember you were never truly left behind. And whenever you think you are not strong enough, remember this promise cannot be broken. I am Elon Musk, and I tell you with certainty, this secret promise will change your entire life if you keep it in your heart. Protect it, nurture it, so that one day, when the time arrives, it will burst into undeniable reality. And then you will understand why today you heard this, why you were the one chosen to carry this promise in your life. There is a truth many people never dare face. Sometimes it is destruction itself that is the only road to glory. I am Elon Musk, and I say this not from books, but from experience. From the times I watched, everything I had built seemed to turn into ashes. Yet when the smoke cleared, I realized it was from that very ruin that a new foundation, stronger and brighter, was formed. Have you ever stood before the ruins of your life? Maybe it was a relationship you thought would last forever, shattered in a day. Maybe it was a dream you gave your whole heart to, crushed by reality. Or maybe it was betrayal from those you once called family. That feeling is unmatched, as if the earth beneath your feet vanished, as if all light was extinguished. You did not even know how to keep breathing. But at that darkest moment, something strange happened. You realized you were still alive. You thought you would collapse, but you did not. You thought you had lost everything, but one day in the rubble, you found a fragment of strength you never knew you had. And then you began rebuilding. At first slow, clumsy, but bit by bit you became different. Destruction does not come to annihilate you. It comes to remove what no longer belongs to you. It is like fire burning the old forest, making way for new shoots to rise strong. Yes, it hurts, it is fierce, but it also purifies. It strips away false relationships, limiting habits, narrow beliefs. It leaves you bare, but also free. And from that freedom, you begin building the truest version of yourself. In my own life, I witnessed the same. I once stood at the edge of bankruptcy when everything I had bet on seemed to collapse. Many thought it was the end, but in truth, it was only a comma. I learned that what was lost was only the outer shell, while what was core, willpower, vision, determination, remained intact. And when you rebuild from what cannot be destroyed, you create a glory unmatched. You look back at your ruins. Do not see them as failures, but as restructurings. Ask yourself, without that loss, would you be who you are today? Without that betrayal, would you see people more clearly, be stronger? Without those dark nights, would you appreciate radiant light when it arrived? The truth is, no solid glory is built without ruin. You cannot reach the peak if you never knew the depths. You cannot value victory if you never tasted the bitterness of defeat. Destruction makes your glory infinitely more precious. What matters is you do not stop at ruin. Yes, allow yourself to hurt, to cry, to feel the loss. But then you must rise. You must gather each broken piece and turn them into bricks to rebuild your life. And this time, the structure you build will not be fragile, because it is built on the foundation of experience, resilience, wisdom forged in fire. Imagine, one day when you stand at the summit of glory, you will look back at the ruins and smile. You will know that without them, you would never have reached here. You will feel gratitude for what once hurt you because it became your launch pad. Scars will no longer be shame, but proof of strength. I am Elon Musk, and I tell you to carve this into your heart. Destruction is not the end, it is the beginning. Each time you are pushed down, it is only so you can rise higher. And when you understand this, you will no longer fear loss. You will see it as a chance to be reborn, to build a life more radiant than before. True glory does not come from never falling. It comes from falling many times, yet still rising, still moving forward, and finally, turning all that once sought to destroy you into the foundation for greatness. You are the living proof of this. And one day, the world will have to recognize the strength you forged from ruins that once seemed hopeless. You remember this: the silence in your life has never been an empty void. It is not abandonment, not punishment, and certainly not proof that you are forgotten. I am Elon Musk, and I need to tell you this. Silence is the secret language of the universe, the necessary pause that prepares you for something greater than yourself. Have you ever gone through long days when everything around you seemed frozen? You worked, you tried, yet no results appeared. You prayed, you waited, yet no answer came. You searched for confirmation, but received only a heavy silence. How many times have you asked yourself, am I on the wrong path? Have I been abandoned? And at that very moment, silence surrounded you like an impenetrable wall. But you must see silence with different eyes. Imagine a seed planted deep in the soil. From the surface, you see only emptiness, no green sprout, no sign of life. If you lack patience, you would think nothing is happening. But in truth, beneath the soil, life is quietly awakening. Roots are spreading, shells are cracking, the seed is preparing to burst into a sprout. Silence is the gestation stage of a miracle. You, yes you, are like that seed. When life feels still, when there is no sign your efforts are being rewarded, trust that preparation is happening beneath the surface. The universe never wastes silence. It uses silence to work on you, to forge you in patience, inner strength, and resilience that no instant success could ever give. In my own journey, I faced that silence many times. There were days with no progress, no one believing, no capital arriving, no results showing. Yet those very days trained me the hardest. Without them, I would not have been steadfast enough to endure great failures, nor brave enough to step into uncharted territory. Silence taught me the greatest lesson. Patience is the weapon of those who create true change. You may be in that silent stage right now. You feel lonely, unseen, misunderstood, but trust me, in that silence, you are being refined. You are being prepared so that one day, when the door opens, you can walk through without hesitation. If everything came too early, you would not be ready. If everything came too late, you would miss your chance. Therefore, silence is the perfect calibration of time. Do not underestimate the days without results. They are not meaningless. They are the foundation. Every silent moment is like a brick laid quietly, so when the wall is built, it is unbreakable. When the light finally bursts forth, you will realize silence was the hidden gift that made you strong enough to receive it. Remember, silence does not mean absence, it means preparation. No one sees the caterpillar still inside its cocoon, but in that silence, it is becoming a butterfly. You should plant seeds and stakes. Just as silence doesn't mean a butterfly. No one sees the seed beneath the soil, but in that silence, life is forming. And you, in the silence of your life, are undergoing a quiet but powerful transformation. I want you to stop seeing silence as an enemy and start seeing it as an ally. It does not come to imprison you, but to train you. It teaches you how to listen to yourself, how to stand firm without applause, how to believe even without visible proof. Those who learn the language of silence will never be shaken by the noise outside. You, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is the silence your living proof that you are abandoned, or is it evidence you are being prepared for something greater? I will say directly, it is always the second, because if you were truly abandoned, you would no longer feel the call within. But you still feel it. You are still here, reading these words. That means you have never been forgotten. I am Elon Musk, and I want you to engrave this. Your silence is not meaningless. It is the most important part of the journey. The stage the outside world cannot see, but inside you are changing every day. And when the moment of breakthrough comes, People will look at you and think your success came overnight, but only you will know it was the fruit of a long road walked in silence. No pain cuts as deeply as betrayal. It does not come from an open enemy, but from those you once trusted, the hands you once held, the eyes you once thought were sincere. I am Elon Musk, and I must tell you a bitter but necessary truth. Betrayal is part of the journey, and if you know how to face it, it becomes the door leading you to truth. Recall the times you gave your trust fully, you opened your heart, shared your deepest secrets, placed your hopes in someone, but instead of guarding them, they stabbed into your most vulnerable place. That shock left you disoriented. You asked, why them? Why didn't I see this sooner? Betrayal makes you doubt everything, even yourself. You begin blaming. Was I too naive? Did I make a mistake from the start? But listen, betrayal is not proof of your weakness. On the contrary, it proves you were brave enough to trust, to open, to give. The truth is, no one can betray you if you never loved or trusted. So betrayal is not proof you were foolish, but proof you truly lived. What matters is how you transform betrayal into truth. Truth here is not bitterness, not closing your heart forever. Truth is realizing no one can extinguish your inner light unless you let them. Betrayal only strips away the disguises around you, exposing the true nature of others. It is like a lamp shining in the night, revealing the faces behind the masks. You see, it is those who once hurt you that made you stronger. They taught you to distinguish between words and actions, between false smiles and genuine love. They gave you new eyes to see through pretenses. And one day, you will be grateful to them, not for the pain, but for the lesson they unknowingly gave you. In my own life, I faced betrayal many times. There were partners, colleagues I trusted deeply, who turned their backs for personal gain. There were those who promised to walk with me, but when hardship came, they were the first to leave. At first, it felt like everything collapsed, but slowly I realized they were never truly part of my journey. They only appeared to play their role in a temporary chapter, and their departure was the universe clearing the path for those more deserving. The betrayal you experienced was not to destroy you, but to free you. It cut away what no longer belonged in your life. It forced you to stand alone, and in that solitude you discovered strength you never knew. Betrayal opened your eyes to this truth. Your worth is not defined by others' loyalty, but by how you stand firm after the pain. The truth found after betrayal is not pessimism, but clarity. It helps you know who truly deserves to walk with you and who was just a fleeting shadow. It saves you from wasting time clinging to empty connections. Most importantly, it teaches you to trust yourself more than promises from others. One day you will look back at the betrayals and realize they did not kill you, they gave you wings. Because when everything familiar collapsed, you had to find support within yourself. And once you did, you no longer feared losing anyone else. You became freer, stronger, no longer bound by the recognition or betrayal of others. I am Elon Musk, and I want you to engrave this. Betrayal is never the end. It is a filtering, it is a test to expose truth. And the truth is this: you are strong enough to continue even when the closest turn away. You are bright enough to light the path even when surrounded by the darkness of betrayal. And from that place that once felt shattered, you will rise, clearer, steadier, moving forward with eyes that see sharper than ever before. You understand this clearly. Miracles never happen in chaos or haste. They need preparation, they need silence, they need quiet steps before they manifest into the wonders everyone sees. I am Elon Musk, and I tell you this from my own experience. The greatest miracles in life never appear suddenly. They are nurtured in silence, prepared in darkness, and only explode when you are ready to receive them. Look back at your own journey. How many times have you wished for instant change, for a door to open immediately, for a turning point to appear in a flash? You longed for results, but the universe is more patient than you. It does not give you what you want right away, because if it arrives before you are strong enough, it becomes a burden instead of a blessing. Therefore, the delay you feel is not rejection, but preparation. A miracle is like a seed planted. It cannot grow overnight. It needs soil, water, light, and time for roots to anchor and the stem to harden. If you dig it up too early, you will never see the flower. Likewise, if life hands you the miracle before you are strong enough, you will not be able to keep it. You once thought every delay was failure, you blamed yourself. Why do I still see no result? Why is everything silent? But you did not see that in that silence, necessary things were being arranged. The right people are being brought near you. The real opportunities are being prepared. The right doors are being shaped. The universe is not silent. It is simply working at a level your eyes cannot see. In my journey, I often went through the preparation for miracles. When I started SpaceX, there were moments when everything seemed on the edge of collapse. Rockets exploded, funds almost ran out, outsiders saw only certain failure. But I knew that was not the end, only the preparation stage. Those failures were the tests that trained me and the team, refined the technology, made us ready. And when success came, it was not just a miracle for me, but a turning point for the entire space industry. You as well. The times you stumbled, the days you thought all doors were closed, were never meaningless. They were part of the preparation, so that when the miracle arrives, you will see its value, you will know how to cherish it, and most importantly, you will be strong enough to sustain it. Because miracles do not come just to surprise you, they come to change your entire journey, and a changed journey requires a person already prepared from within. Let me ask you, if everything you wanted appeared today, are you truly ready to hold it? Do you have enough patience, wisdom, strength to not lose it in a moment? If the answer is no, then the delay you are experiencing is grace. It gives you time to train, to sharpen, to perfect yourself. And when you are ready, nothing can stop the miracle from entering your life. Sometimes preparation makes you lonely. You feel separated from the crowd, placed in situations others cannot understand. But remember, diamonds form only under the greatest pressure, and steel is forged only in fire. If you are in hardship, it is not destruction, it is the furnace, and when you emerge, you will shine brighter than anyone. Do not confuse delay with rejection. If you do not yet see results, it does not mean you are unworthy. It only means your miracle is being prepared to arrive at the perfect moment, and when that time comes, it will not just be enough, it will exceed all expectations. You will realize every moment of waiting, every tear, every long night was worth it. I am Elon Musk, and I want you to engrave this. Preparation for miracles is the most important part of the journey. Do not rush, do not despair, do not think silence equals emptiness, because in silence, miracles are forming. In delay, you are being trained, and in waiting, one day, you will see the door open, light pour in, and you will understand why everything had to happen this way. Imagine the moment when everything that once held you back suddenly collapses like rotten walls. The moment when the energy in your heart bursts powerfully, blowing away all doubts, fears, and limits that imprisoned you for so long. I am Elon Musk, and I want you to know that this explosive moment is not some distant future. It is coming closer every day, and you must prepare to seize it. The breakthrough moment is not random luck. It is the result of everything you have endured, the long nights of silence, the betrayals, the unbearable losses, and the times you had to start again from ruins. All have converged to lead you here. And when it comes, you will realize no tear was wasted, no failure was meaningless. Every scar, every footprint, every fall was a brick building the foundation for this breakthrough hour. Think back on your past. How many times did you long for change, for a door to open, but it was only endless waiting? How many times did you think you were left behind, that you would never escape the tiring cycle? In those very moments, you were being prepared. And now, all that waiting is about to transform into energy, exploding into a turning point from which you cannot return to the old way. The breakthrough often comes suddenly, but never at the wrong time. It is like lightning tearing the night sky, but that flash was built from thousands of tiny charges gathering in the atmosphere. In the same way, your moment will come like an explosion, but it is the result of patience, of unseen effort, of days you were exhausted yet refused to quit. And when it comes, no one can deny it, no force can stop it. Remember clearly when SpaceX failed 3 rocket launches. People thought it was the end. The media called it madness, investors turned away, friends doubted, but we knew that after each failure, preparation was accumulating. Then on the 4th attempt, when Falcon 1 successfully lifted and placed a satellite into orbit, that breakthrough erased every mockery. The world changed in minutes. But the truth was, it had been prepared for years behind the scenes. Your life is the same. Others may not see, but you know everything is leading you to your own breakthrough. You do not think the breakthrough must be a grand event you wait a lifetime for. It may be the day you realize your true worth, the day you step through a fear that bound you for years, the day you decide you will no longer live in someone else's shadow. It may be the day you choose to stand up, say enough, and enter a new chapter. Breakthrough is not always loud. Sometimes it is a quiet decision with the power to transform your entire life. That moment may come as an unexpected opportunity, an open door you never predicted. It may come as a word, a meeting, an event, forcing you to change. And when it comes, you will know. Your heart will beat faster, your spirit will grow clearer, and you will feel a surge of power as if the entire universe were pushing you forward. But engrave this: the breakthrough only rewards those ready. If you cling to the past, if you let fear bind you, the moment may pass without you noticing. That is why right now, prepare. Let go of what no longer belongs. Keep your mind and heart open. Be ready to step in when the door opens, even if it looks different from what you imagined. You will realize something strange. When the breakthrough comes, it not only changes you, it changes how others see you. Those who doubted will fall silent. Those who mocked will be confused. And those who truly loved you will rejoice because at last your inner light has fully revealed itself. But more important than all, you will see yourself with new eyes. You will see clearly that you were never meaningless, never abandoned. Everything was only waiting for this moment. I am Elon Musk, and I want you to engrave this in your heart. The breakthrough is coming, and it is meant for you. Do not fear it, do not doubt it. Receive it with all the faith, with all the strength trained through years. When it comes, let it shatter every limit, lift you higher than anything you imagined. And once you step into that moment, your life will never be the same again. There is a truth you must remember. When the power within you has been awakened, no force in this world can stop it. I am Elon Musk, and I want to say this directly to you. Every barrier, every mockery, every opposition, all of it is just small gusts of wind compared to the storm of strength rising inside you. When you realize that this power does not depend on circumstances, does not depend on others, but comes from you alone, you will become a force that cannot be stopped. Think back to all you have gone through. How many times were you knocked down, yet you stood up again? How many times you thought it was the end, yet you still found a reason to continue? How many times you felt exhausted, yet you still finished the work, still moved forward? Those moments are proof that your inner strength never left you. It is not a noisy strength. It is a quiet but steady flow, rising higher until nothing can stop it. Others may doubt you. They may say you are not good enough, not smart enough, not lucky enough. They may try to belittle you, block your path, even wish for your failure. But the truth is, they do not have the right to define your strength. They can only see the surface, but you are the one who feels the fire within, and when you learn to trust that fire, nothing but you can extinguish it. Unstoppable strength is not blind stubbornness, but absolute persistence. It is the ability to keep walking even when surrounded by doubt. It is the silence in your soul reminding you that every failure is only a lesson, and every dead end only a curve leading to another road. It is the certainty that no matter what anyone says, you know you were born to do something great. In my life, I faced relentless opposition. When I said I wanted to launch rockets and land them back on Earth for reuse, most people laughed. They said it was impossible, science fiction, but I did not need their approval. I had faith in the strength of vision and persistence. And then, when Falcon 9 landed successfully, the ridicule disappeared, replaced with respect. That moment proved that when you stay true to inner strength, the whole world must adjust to you. You understand that your path will not always be lined with roses. In truth, it is often lined with sharp stones and darkness, but it is in such harsh conditions that your strength is forged. A river is never strong unless it crashes into rocks. Steel is never hard unless forged in fire. And you too, the obstacles you once hated, are shaping you into someone unbreakable. You may not yet see all your strength, because it often only appears when you think you cannot go on. When you reach your limit, when you believe you have nothing left to give, that is when the true power is released. It is not forced effort, but an explosion from the core where you realize you are stronger than anything you faced. What matters is not confusing strength with controlling others. Unstoppable strength is not for imposing, but for standing firm against imposition. It is not to make you a ruler, but to make you a living proof that no force can extinguish the light in someone awakened. You will notice a great change. When this power reveals itself, you are no longer swayed by the noise of others. Criticism no longer shakes you. Betrayal no longer breaks you. Even failure no longer discourages you. Instead, all of it becomes fuel, making your fire burn brighter. Then others will look at you in awe, because they cannot understand how you continue when you should have collapsed long ago. This power cannot be stopped because it is not in anyone else's hands. It does not come from money, fame, or status, things that can vanish overnight. It comes from within, from your decision not to give up, to continue no matter what. When your strength is built on that foundation, it becomes untouchable. I'm Elon Musk, and I want you to engrave this in your heart. You already possess a power no one can take away. It has always been there, waiting for you to trust and release it. And when you do, you will become unstoppable, not because you are perfect, but because you are steadfast. Walk with that faith, because when you truly understand and live in your power, the world will have no choice but to adjust to your steps. There is a moment. No one can go through for you, and no one can stop it from coming. It is the moment you must rise on your own, face the truth that the past no longer has the right to bind you. I am Elon Musk, and I want to say this directly. That rising moment is not far away. It is knocking now, and only you can decide whether to step into it. You have walked in darkness long enough. You have carried wounds, betrayals, silent nights so heavy you thought nothing waited ahead. But everything you endured has forged you into someone different. You are no longer the old version, and therefore you cannot keep living the old way. A strength has been awakened, a light ready to burst, and all is waiting for you to rise into a new chapter. The rising moment does not come with noise. It comes with certainty in your heart. It is the moment you look in the mirror and realize you cannot accept being small anymore. It is when you decide old limits will no longer chain you. It is when you understand you do not need others' approval to move forward. All you need is one decisive choice: to stand up. Think back to the times you fell. The first time you were betrayed, you thought you would never trust again. The first time you failed, you thought it was the end. But the truth is, you are still here. That means you have stood up many times already, only you never named it. And now you must stand again, but this time not just to survive, but to rise with all the strength you have gathered through every wound, every failure. This moment, you can no longer bow to fear. Fear has ruled you too long, making you believe you are not enough, that you need more time, that you must wait for perfect conditions. But the truth is, conditions will never be perfect. The world will never clear the path for you. You must rise and make the path. Courage is not the absence of fear, but acting despite it. And that is what you must do today. In my journey, I was often forced into corners with no way back. When Tesla stood at the edge of bankruptcy, when SpaceX failed again and again, when everyone thought I had lost my mind, I had no choice but to stand, to rise stronger. And in those times, I realized a truth. The rising moment is not for the waiting, it is for the acting. If you dare to step forward, you will see doors opening you never saw before. Understand this. Rising does not mean you have healed all your pain. It means you no longer let pain control you. It does not mean you will never fail again. It means you do not let failure define you. It does not mean you instantly have all answers. It means you are willing to walk even without seeing the whole road ahead. And once you rise, you will see the world change. Those who doubted will fall silent. Those who mocked will be surprised. And most importantly, you will see yourself with different eyes. You will no longer see someone weak, bound by the past, but a warrior who survived storms and is now ready to step into light. Let me ask you, what are you waiting for? How many more signs? How much more certainty? How many more promises? You already have everything. You have the truth that you were never abandoned. You have the strength forged in silence. You have the fire from ruins. All of it is within you. The only thing missing is your decision. I am Elon Musk, and I want you to remember, the rising moment is not in tomorrow, not in a distant future. It is here, in this breath, in this moment. You only need to say to yourself, I am ready. And when you do, you will feel a new energy rushing through, lifting you upright, urging you to move. This is your moment. Do not miss it. You. Lift your head and look straight into the truth. You were not born to live an ordinary life. You did not appear in this world just to repeat the cycles of others, to exist in safety, to satisfy small expectations. I am Elon Musk, and I tell you clearly, you were born with a mission, a purpose, greater than you can imagine, and at this point you are no longer allowed to deny it. Mission is not something you choose at whim. It is not like a job you can switch when bored. Mission is what lies in your DNA. It is the reason your heart stirs when you see injustice, the flame that keeps you awake at night because you know you have not done enough. You can ignore it for a while. You can bury it beneath daily worries, but sooner or later, it will knock on your soul, demanding an answer. And this moment is the time you must face it. Ask yourself, why do you always feel different? Why can you never fully blend into the crowd? Why are your dreams always larger than the frames others draw for you? The answer is simple, because you do not belong in those frames. You were born to break them. Your mission is to leave an indelible mark, something that remains after you are gone, proof that you live true to the reason you exist on this planet. Your mission may not look like mine. You may not want to launch rockets or build a city on Mars. But that does not make it smaller. Your mission may be to heal others, to create something new, to inspire, or simply to nurture a family with love and wisdom. However it appears, it is still vital, because it is the piece you were destined to contribute to humanity's grand picture. The frightening thing is that many people live their whole lives without ever touching their mission. They accept temporary roles, jobs, just to survive, compromises that kill the fire inside. They drift through life like shadows, only to regret at the end for not living true to themselves. I do not want you to be one of them. You, right now, must choose. Do you dare stand and declare you will live for mission, not just existence? Do you dare ask yourself the greater questions? What was I born to do? What can I give to the world that no one else can? The answers may not come immediately, but the courage to ask is the first step toward the path truly yours. In my journey, mission has never been easy. There were times I lost everything, times people told me I was chasing a fantasy. But I knew clearly if I did not pursue it, I would betray myself. And the truth is, when you follow your mission, you will face opposition, ridicule, failure. But trust me, it is all worth it, because nothing compares to the feeling of living true to why you were born. Your mission not only changes your life, it changes those around you. When you live true to it, you become a lamp, guiding others to their own path. You inspire, not with empty words, but with your courage. And then every step you take becomes legacy, so future generations know there was once someone who dared to live, to fight, to rise for something great. Look back at what you have gone through. Pain, betrayal, failure, silence, ruins. None came to destroy you, but to forge you for this mission. You have been prepared through each trial, each rising. You are no longer the same, and now you have enough strength, enough wisdom, enough experience to embrace mission and live for it. I am Elon Musk, and I want you to engrave this. You are not here by accident, not lost in this life. You have a clear mission, and this world needs you to fulfill it. Do not wait for someone else's permission. Do not seek validation from the crowd. Everything you need is already within you. Now is the time to rise, claim your mission, and walk with certainty that you were born for this. Perhaps throughout this journey, you have asked yourself many times, what will my future be? Am I on the right path? Do all the things I endured mean anything? I am Elon Musk, and I must tell you clearly, your future has already been determined. Not in the sense that you are bound by blind fate, but in the sense that everything you have gone through, every lesson you have learned, every strength you have forged, is paving the way for a future that cannot be stolen. You have endured dark days that felt endless, but look, you are still here. You thought you lost everything, yet discovered in loss there was a new beginning. You once thought silence was abandonment, but it was preparation. Every step, every wound, every tear is proof that your future is being shaped. And most importantly, you are no longer a victim of life. You are the one holding the key to your destiny. Your future being determined does not mean you sit still and wait for it. It means the path has been opened, but you must walk it. Like a ship already built and set on the launch pad, but only when you dare press the ignition will it soar into space. All the potential in you has accumulated, and now action is the only missing piece. You, remember? One day you will look back and see that every betrayal, every ruin, every long wait was arranged to bring you to this moment. The future is not in the hands of those who hurt you, nor in the hands of the skeptics. It is in your hands, the one chosen, the one who stood up, the one who heard the call and is ready to answer. I want you to know something from my own perspective. All my life, I never believed in letting others decide my limits. If I listened to the warnings, I would never have built rockets, never put electric cars on the map, never dared to dream of Mars. I am not saying you must do what I did, but I want you to learn this principle. Your future should not be written by anyone else's hand. It has already been determined by the persistence and courage in your heart. And I have advice for you. Do not delay. Do not let fear steal another day from you. If you hold a dream in your heart, start acting, even with small steps. If you want change, step out of your comfort zone now. Do not wait until you feel perfect to act, because that moment will never come. Only this moment truly exists. You may think you are just a small individual, but remember, every revolution began with one person daring to step first. You do not need to see the entire path. You only need to walk in faith that each step will reveal more of the future, and one day when you look back, you will see you have gone farther than you ever imagined. I am Elon Musk, and I want to leave you this as closing words. Your future has been determined, not by fear, not by failure, but by the strength forged in you through all you endured. You are ready to enter a new chapter, one where you are no longer led, but the one who leads. Act, believe, live true to your mission, because the world does not need more people living in fear and doubt. The world needs you. Someone who rose from ruins, someone carrying unstoppable strength, someone who dares step into the future with clear eyes and a blazing heart. And if I can share one final personal truth, it is this. Do not just dream of a better life, decide to create it. Because you and no one else are the proof that the future has already been written, and it is waiting for you to step forward and make it real.